Aloha! Well, after a long day's journey, we finally made it to Munich, Germany. We're really excited because it's our first time here and we're looking forward to exploring the Christmas markets, sampling some German sausage and pastry, sipping some Glühwein, and of course drinking some Bavarian beer. So we hope you'll tag along with us as we explore the beautiful city of Munich.
We took the bus from our home in Lagos to Lisbon, then a 3-hour flight on Lufthansa to Munich International Airport, and a 35-minute S-Bahn train into the center of town. We spent 3 full days exploring the city, and from our experience, we summed up 4 must things to do on your first visit. Most of these things could be done in an overnight stay, but even with 3 full days, there were so many other things we wish we had time to experience just outside the city center.
Number 1. Visit a Bavarian beer hall, or 2. After all, this was our first visit to Bavaria. One of the most famous beer halls is the Hofbrauhaus. The Hofbrauhaus was founded on September 27, 1589 by the Bavarian Duke Wilhelm V. The Hofbrauhaus was originally intended exclusively to supply the Bavarian court with beer, but in 1828 King Ludwig I opened the Hofbrauhaus to all the citizens of Munich. When you first enter the ground floor hall, you're greeted with the sound of the laughter of people having fun at benches all around the hall and Bavarian music in the background. Your eyes are drawn to the ceiling that is generously painted with various colors and motifs whose images begin to morph as you drink more and more beer. Hanging from the ceiling you will spot Angel Aloysius, beer hall's oldest regular. He is the protagonist of the wonderful short story, A Munich Man in Heaven. Having found some room at a communal bench near the Umpa van, the alert Kellner brought us some menus and we placed our order for food and beer. The beer came out fairly quickly and Lopaka was an even happier tourist. We ordered the roast pork, which was roasted perfectly to a crispy crackling and plated with a dark beer gravy and the classic German potato dumpling, and also a side of sauerkraut. We enjoyed the overall experience so much that we went back a second time during our visit.
Another beer hall we visited was the Augustiner Stammhaus. It is documented that in 1328, the Augustinian monks already operated a brewery, at that time making the Augustiner Brewery the oldest brewery in Munich. As you enter the beer hall, it had a cozy feel with the seasonal decorations hanging from the chandeliers. We ordered the classic roasted pork knuckle, served with a dark beer gravy and dumpling, and of course, more beer.
And finally, what is a trip to Munich without sampling an original Bavarian white sausage breakfast? Conveniently located between Marienplatz and Isartor, we visited Weisses Brauhaus, also known as Schneider Brauhaus. We ordered the Munich Weisses breakfast served with a sweet mild mustard with a slightly grainy consistency and a crispy brown pretzel and Schneider Weisses beer, which is the oldest wheat beer in the world. In addition to the Munich Weisswurst, we sampled the crisp pretzel toast with brown slices of meatloaf topped with a fried egg. We definitely will be returning on our next trip to Munich.
Number 2. Visit historic Bavarian buildings. Munich is a city with a long, illustrious history. Despite sustaining damage during World War II, many of the historic buildings have been restored. The green domes of the twin towers of the Munich Cathedral, known to the locals as Frauenkirche, shaped the Munich skyline like no other building. Standing at 99 meters, a referendum was passed to stop any new buildings in the city from exceeding this height. There are nearly 24 octagonal columns supporting this spacious cathedral, and the rows of the columns lead to a giant crucifix hanging from the ceiling. At the rear of the chapel is the cenotaph of Kaiser Ludwig IV, and in the foyer you will find the legendary footprint of the devil, for which you can find on the internet a couple versions of this legend.
St. Peter's Church is the oldest recorded parish church in Munich. The church was completely destroyed in World War II, but subsequently rebuilt to its original form. The ceiling fresco by Johann Baptist Zimmermann, which captivated our attention, was relatively only restored in 1999 through 2000. Its tower is commonly known as Alter Peter, which translates to Old Peter. If you're fit for climbing stairs, climb the 300 steps of Alter Peter to reach the viewing platform at a height of 56 meters. From the Alter Peter, there is an excellent view of the Frauenkirche towers and the Old Town. The view is spectacular. Hanging in the glass coffin inside the chapel is the famous jeweled skeleton of Saint Munditia. The remains of the catacomb saint who lived in Rome around 250 arrived in Munich as a gift in the 17th century.
The Rathaus-Glockenspiel is a large mechanical clock located in Marienplatz Square in the heart of Munich. The clock was added in 1908 during the completion of the new Rathaus, the new town hall, and is famous for its life-size characters. The clock has 43 bells and 32 life-size figures, and reenacts two stories from 16th century Munich history. The Glockenspiel rings every day at 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. During March through October, it also rings at 5 p.m.
Munich Residenz served as the seat of government and principal palace of Bavarian rulers from the House of Wittelsbach from 1508 to 1918. What began in 1385 as a castle in the northeastern corner of the city was transformed by the rulers over the centuries into a magnificent palace, its buildings and gardens extending further and further into the town. Since 1920, the residence has been open to the public as a museum. Currently, 130 rooms are on display, their styles spanning the Renaissance, early Baroque, Rococo, and Neoclassical periods. Following severe damage during the Second World War, the palace buildings were rebuilt after 1945 and, as far as possible, the surviving artworks and furniture put back in their original position.
Number 3. Explore the markets and shops.
Guten Morgen.
Shopping is everywhere in Munich. Intermingled with businesses, plazas, and historic sites, anything you want or need is readily available in large department stores, smaller boutique shops, and stores selling traditional crafts and goods. And of course, in December, all of the Christmas market stalls. The markets and plazas fill the streets with the sights and sounds of Christmas. Some plaza markets have a particular focus, such as the Viktualienmarkt, which has more of a farmer's market feel, selling natural crafts and foods. And at night, the markets and plazas and streets come alive with the lights of Christmas. Both day and night, we wandered the plazas and streets, enjoying the lights and sights of Christmas in Munich. The brick-and-mortar stores are not to be left out. Bedecked with lights and Christmas displays, they are a sight to see. Number 4. Sample some traditional and seasonal foods. In addition to the beer halls, there are great indoor restaurants for other traditional foods. One such place is Café Frischer, a great place for Bavarian-style donuts and pastries. It is a cozy, comfortable space serving up coffees and teas along with their breakfast pastries. Here are some of the ones that we tried.
So we're here at Café Frischer, and Terry's got here a schmaltz noodle. And are you gonna sprinkle some sugar on that?
Well, just because they say you can, but I might end up eating it just plain because it goes good with coffee that way too.
So
Warm.
how's that taste?
It's like when you get really fresh homemade donuts, nice and hot and crispy. They're not super sugary. So you can eat it with or without sugar.
Let's see, so what else do we have? The Kaufingerstraße.
This one is supposed to have apricot jam. Not as hot. Here's the apricot jam.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's got like a apricot jam or something in it.
Yeah.
Alright, so how's that taste?
Sugar on the outside. But it reminds me of the dough mix of a glazed donut, but it's not as soft, I guess, as the ones that we have been used to. So this is tasty. I like the apricot.
Okay, we didn't have enough to eat, so we ordered something called a Schneider, and we've been waiting for a few minutes because she said they had to cook some up. and they just brought this one out, and it looked pretty steaming hot. So while it was hot, she had us sprinkle some sugar on it, but I think it might be cool enough to handle. Anyway, let's take a look and see what this looks like. Ow, it's still kind of hot. Anyway, let's see if I can get a bite of it. Ow. That's hot. Oh, I taste the sugar. It's kind of light, just like the small snoozing. Small noodle. Anyway, it's light and fluffy, but here, why don't you try some?
December brings traditional and seasonal foods to the streets at the Christmas market stalls. Walking through the plazas and streets, you encounter numerous vendors selling delectable food and drinks ranging from savory to sweet. There was no way we could try everything in the short few days we had in Munich, but here are the ones we did sample and enjoy.
This place behind me, we're here in Marienplatz, and want to get a bite to eat. So we tried one of these. I'm not sure if this is a Stadtwurst, but it's red, and it's just in this bun with a little bit of mustard. So we thought we'd give it a try. We got this place right behind here. You can kind of see them grilling. This place is a busy place. So here goes nothing. That mustard's really good. The skin's got a nice pop to it, and having been in Portugal for a while, it's a really nice change to the Portuguese sausage. So I'll let you have a bite too. All right, this time we're gonna try one of the white sausages. So I got this white bratwurst. Mustard, same sort of deal, different place, but they're cooking them up fresh. And let me give this a try. Pretty good. Well, it's really hot. I like the top of the skin. Look, you can see the steam coming off. Very good. Alright, let's dig in. Well, we're here, we're gonna try this super long hot dog. I'd say definitely a foot long dog, maybe a little more. But anyway, they have both red and white ones. Let's try this red one. Wow, that's hot. Just came off the grill. It tastes good with mustard, and the bun is more like a sourdough bun. Anyway, once you eat the other half, this is big.
Okay.
Mit Paprika Salt. Okay. So this is a tornado cartofel mit Paprika Salt, which is a paprika salt. So it just came out of the fryer, so I think it might be kind of hot. All right. Oh, that's pretty good. I can taste the salt makes it taste pretty good.
crunchy. Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty light and crispy. I definitely would get it again.
More
I think
salt,
I'd
though.
ask him to put more salt. He shook it a lot on there with the big shaker, but
Maybe if you get the regular salt, it's saltier.
maybe, I don't know. Anyway, well, let's dig into this thing. It's pretty big, as you can see.
Enjoy it. Bye.
These are the apple treats. You can tell because look at they're rings with apple inside.
Oh, yeah.
It's like having a little bite of apple pie.
Oh, okay.
So I'll let you try some too.
Wow. That's like apple pie. Delicate crisp on the outside. I guess that's granulated sugar. And the apple's really soft like apple pie on the inside. Man, this is a great choice. Alright, so we saw these marshmallow filled things and they had all kinds of flavors like caramel, chocolate marshmallow, they had pistachio, but this one's called a Splitterbomb, which is a German specialty. It's got waffle pieces inside. Like she said, it's creamier than marshmallow, but she said it's a marshmallow filling. That's really good. You should try some. Alright, this is my first Glühwein ever. Of course, first time I've ever been to a Christmas market in Germany. But let me give this a try. It's steaming hot, so hopefully I'll burn my lips off. Oh wow, that goes down easy. It soothes the throat, it's kind of warm. It's got a lot of spice in it. Okay, I think I like Glühwein. Wow, what a couple magical days it's been here in Munich. We got to experience our first German Christmas markets, sample all kinds of Bavarian foods, and of course, drink some Bavarian beer. We certainly are gonna come back again soon, so until next time,
Feliz Natal!
and Makahiki Ho!